Morning everybody. Well, today's jolly jaunt's taking me up a hill called the Great Hetha. It's in Cheviots in Northumberland. The old walk's about 8.5 miles long, and the good thing about today, for a change, it's not windy, so should enjoy this one. That's where I've come from, car park there, and just have a quick pan round. You see some of the hills, and I've got to walk along this tarmac road for about half a mile, and then I've got a steep climb then up towards Great Hetha. Right, this is where I leave this tarmac road behind, and there's a signpost, Great Hetha, 3/4 of a mile, and that, I'll have to lean backwards to get it all in, is the Great Hetha, and that is steep. Good job I've come up here, look. This little chap here's stuck. Let's get him, come on. There, that's my good deed for today. Crikey, oh blimey, this is taking some getting up. See the car park there in the middle, where I've left the car. The scenery is spectacular, but I'm still nowhere near getting up. I've got to ride up there. Right, we finally made it at the top of the Great Hetha. It's 1,000 feet tall. It's only 15 metres short of being classified as a mountain, and this is the cairn that you find on top of all the mountains and hills, and all good hill walkers and mountaineers tap it for some reason. No, it's for good luck. Right, we're going to have a look at some scenery from up here. Right, this is what we can see. That pile of stones you can see in front there, they're the remains of an Iron Age fort. Yeah, it's good that. Let's have a look on the other side now. Right, I've moved position now. You can have a look at this bit. In the middle you can see the car park, where she sat down there is our old bus. And on the far side, you see some more of those stones from the Iron Age fort. If I pan round, see the sun's just starting to break through. Yes, brilliant up here it is. Yeah, in the middle of the shot there you can see a little hill called the Little Hetha, the Great Hetha's little cousin. And then if I pan round now, just beyond those sheep there, there's a footpath, and I'm going that way. There, that's the last we see of the Great Hetha. One thing I didn't mention was the stones at the top of the Iron Age fort. It dates back to 600 BC. And then if I pan round, that's where I'm following this track here now, and I'll be joining a tarmac road shortly. There's a tarmac road down there, and I'm heading towards that white building. I've got to skate to the right hand side of it and then start climbing to aim up on that peak there. See all those guys there, most of them are asleep. I hope that's where they shelter from the sun when it's out, and they're having a premonition that the sun's going to appear. Right, I've reached that tarmac road now, and I'm really enjoying this walk. So peaceful, I haven't seen a soul. When he's got sheep for company. I've changed hats now. I've got one of those that I bought recently that's got the peacock back, instead of the usual ones with peacock front. So I just need now, just dropping down to this farmhouse, turn right there, back up the hill, and then I think I'm going to stop and get my feet up for a bit and have a rest. Right, see if we can get across this chap without getting his feet wet. And I think in about half an hour or so, I think I'm going to have some lunch. Just get a quick look at the scenery. It's so quiet up here. You could hear a pin drop. And I'm going up there. It's the border post between England and Scotland. And if I pan right, you'll see a track there. Well, that's the track I'm heading to get back. But if you look in the middle of the shot there, you can just see a cairn. That's known as Eccles Cairn. And people advise anybody that comes up here to go up there. So I presume you get some spectacular views. And if I go this side, that's Scotland, as far as the eye can see. It is a bit misty in distance, so I don't think the camera will probably do the view justice. Well, so far so good. Sun's trying to come out, there's no wind, so it's not bad. I did have a bad start to it this morning though, because I've left my plastic water bottles home. And so I'm having to go some metal ones, which are quite heavy. I've also had to leave my walking poles behind, because I'm having to carry the camera by hand all the way around. I actually snapped the tripod selfie stick, which I use, you know, in the car boot. So at the moment I've got the camera taped with insulation tape onto a stick, which is not too bad because I don't have to bother, you know, trying to get it level in ground. I just clout it with a brick and knock it into the ground. You know, one thing I didn't mention was, well, last week when I did that walk up Berkshire coastal path, I forgot to thank Andrea, because what happened, I carry a power bank for charging phones up and cameras and this, that and other. And I got to, well, Eyemouth about 14 mile in. I got the power bank out, but I forgot the lead to plug it in. So Andrea, bless her, drove the 14 mile with a spare lead for me so I could carry on. And I didn't thank her. So I'm thanking her now. Thank you. I appreciate it. Right, just going to have 10 minutes rest here, then I think I'm going to go up there. Let's have a look at Eccles Cairn, see what the view's like from top. So I'll catch you later. I've reached Eccles Cairn and the wind's pretty strong. So I'll just have to excuse the wind noise while I pan round. This is the view I've got. That's into Scotland. I'll be going back through those fir trees you can see there. And then back Eccles Cairn in front of me. I've no idea who Eccles was, by the way. I'm just dropping down this hill now. At the bottom there's a small stream. Then I'm going through what's a plantation. We can see those purple flowers. There's a gate in front and I've got to walk through that plantation to come out the other side. Look at this little chap here enjoying sun. I actually saw an adder a while back on path, but by the time I got the camera out, it's scarpered, but this guy's just here enjoying sun, catching a few rays. And that's where I've come from, top of the hill up there. And I've just thought on, when I were back there telling you the things I'd forgot, the most important thing I forgot is my binoculars. They'd be a godsend up here, you know, but next time. Won't mind putting my feet in this chap because it's getting quite hot now. In fact, if it won't fit cows and sheep, it feels either side of what they might have done in it. I think I'll go for that. Just got to walk down here now. Then I'll join a tarmac road for about a mile, which is not very, you know, exciting. Let's have a look round there. But then before I go back to the car, I was talking to this German couple earlier this morning, and they were going to see a waterfall which were about a mile's walk away from car park. So I want to see if I can find that. It might be worth looking at. Although with all hot weather we've been having, like, there might not be much water in it, but we'll have a look anyway. I've never ever seen cows with markings like that before. Black with a white band around the middle. It's very unusual. There's some more of them cows there with white stripes down the middle. And there's little babies. And they're brown with white stripes, so obviously they must darken as they get older. Cute them, aren't they? Right, I'm back in the village of Hetha. As you can see, it's only about 4 houses. The car's behind them trees there. But I'm going down this path to see if I can find that waterfall. I hope it's worth the while. I don't know if this is it, but it's lovely anyway. Look who's there. You see him? A wild goat. There's plenty of wild goats in Cheviots. And if I pan round, it's lovely that. I have a feeling waterfall might be further downstream. So we'll have a look. I don't know if these are the waterfalls I was looking for, but it's pretty good. Look upstream there. I'll have a look, see if I can find anything else. Right, I found the waterfall, or waterfalls. Just pan round across the footbridge. You see down there it's flowing to a fair rate of knots there in the middle. So yeah, excellent. Wouldn't mind borrowing one of these chaps to get me back up to the car park. Look at these two guys kissing each other, eh? Nice. Right, back at car park. And I'll just go on this board here. You can have a look at it, and if there's anything interesting you can pause it. Right, that's me now. Back to the caravan, shower and a large swally, but not necessarily in that order. Right folks, if you've got this far, thank you very much. I'd also like to thank the people who's been making really nice comments about the videos I've been putting on. You know, I really appreciate that. The walk were about, with the add-ons to the waterfalls and what have you, about 12 miles. You know, beautiful, beautiful area. I recommend it to anybody. So I'd just like to thank James and Charlotte again for putting it on. And if anybody would like to subscribe, I'd appreciate that as well. It doesn't cost anything, so don't worry about that. So until the next time, stay safe out there, and I'll catch you later.